In a small town tucked away in the hills, Jamie sat on the porch of their old wooden house, staring at the horizon. The sun was setting, casting a warm glow over the landscape, but all Jamie felt was a chill in their heart. It had been months since Alex moved away. They had been best friends since childhood, sharing secrets, dreams, and laughter. Now, with Alex gone, Jamie felt lost. Every day was a reminder of the emptiness left behind. The two of them had spent countless hours together, exploring the woods, playing video games, and dreaming of adventures far beyond their small town. But now, those memories felt like echoes in a vast, empty space. Jamie missed Alex's laughter, the way they could talk for hours about nothing and everything, and the comfort of knowing someone understood them completely. With Alex in the city, life had changed. They had promised to stay in touch, but as the weeks turned into months, the messages became less frequent. Jamie found themselves staring at their phone, hoping for a text that never came. Each time they heard a notification, their heart raced, only to sink when it was someone else reaching out. Jamie felt a growing sadness that was hard to shake off. They wanted to reconnect with Alex, to bridge the gap that distance had created. But how? The thought of reaching out felt daunting. What if Alex was too busy? What if they had moved on without Jamie? Those thoughts spiraled in Jamie's mind, making them feel even more isolated. One evening, as Jamie sat on the porch, an idea struck. Inspired by their favorite sci-fi shows, they decided to write a letter. It felt old-fashioned, but there was something comforting about putting pen to paper. Jamie imagined Alex sitting in their new apartment, opening the letter and smiling as they read it. With that thought, Jamie poured their heart into the pages. "Dear Alex," they began, "I miss you more than I can say. Things aren't the same without you here. I keep thinking about all the fun we had and how much I wish we could talk like we used to." As Jamie wrote, they felt a sense of hope. Each word was a step toward reconnecting. They shared stories about their life, the changes in town, and how they were still exploring the woods alone. They talked about the new video games they had been playing, hoping to spark a conversation that would bring them closer again. After sealing the letter, Jamie felt a mixture of excitement and fear. They couldn't wait for Alex to read it, but what if their feelings weren't reciprocated? What if Alex didn't miss them as much? Those questions nagged at Jamie, but they decided to push through the doubt. The next day, they went to the post office and sent the letter off, feeling lighter and more hopeful. Days turned into a week, and Jamie waited anxiously for a reply. Each morning, they would rush to the mailbox, only to find it empty. But they refused to give up. The act of reaching out had reignited a spark of determination in Jamie. They remembered the times when they had faced challenges together, how they had always found a way to overcome obstacles, whether it was in school, sports, or just life. In general, one afternoon, while sitting in their favorite spot by the river, Jamie noticed a group of kids playing nearby. They were laughing and splashing in the water, reminding Jamie of the carefree days spent with Alex. Inspired, Jamie decided to take action. They grabbed their phone and recorded a short video, sharing their thoughts and feelings, talking about their hopes for the future, and inviting Alex to visit. "Hey, Alex. I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to say that I really miss you, and I can't wait to catch up. Come visit soon. We'll have so much fun together," Jamie said, smiling through the mixture of emotions. After sending the video, Jamie felt a rush of excitement. It was a new way to connect, one that felt more personal than a text. They hoped Alex would appreciate the effort and feel the warmth of their friendship. Days passed, and just when Jamie started to feel the weight of waiting again, their phone buzzed. It was a notification. Heart racing, Jamie grabbed their phone, and there it was, a message from Alex. "Jamie, I got your letter. I miss you too. I've been so busy with work and settling in, but I've been thinking about you. Your video made my day. I'd love to come visit soon. Let's plan something." Tears of joy filled Jamie's eyes. They couldn't believe it. Alex missed them too. In that moment, the distance that had felt so heavy began to fade. Jamie felt an overwhelming sense of hope and excitement. They quickly replied, suggesting a weekend for Alex's visit, and then spent the rest of the day daydreaming about their reunion. As the days passed, Jamie prepared for Alex's visit with a mix of anticipation and nervousness. They wanted everything to be perfect, to show Alex how much their friendship meant. Jamie cleaned their room, planned their favorite activities, and even baked cookies Alex's favorite. Finally, the day arrived. Jamie woke up early, unable to contain their excitement. They waited by the window, glancing at the road every few minutes, heart racing with each passing car. Then finally, they saw a familiar figure walking down the path. Jamie's heart soared. As they rushed outside to greet Alex, "Jamie!" Alex exclaimed, their face lighting up with a joyful smile. They embraced tightly, and in that moment, everything felt right again. The distance that had separated them melted away, replaced by laughter and shared stories. Over the next few days, they explored their favorite spots, reminisced about old times, and created new memories together. The bond that had felt distant now felt stronger than ever. Jamie realized that even though distance could create challenges, true friendship could withstand anything, just like humanity had faced challenges. In the universe. As they sat on the porch together, watching the sunset, Jamie felt a warmth in their heart. They knew that no matter where life took them, they would always find a way to reconnect. In that moment, they understood the essence of their friendship, a fierce determination to answer the call of connection, even when the galaxy seemed to turn away. And so, as the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Jamie smiled, feeling hopeful for the future. They were ready for whatever adventures awaited them, knowing that with Alex by their side, they could conquer anything together. After Alex's visit, Jamie's heart felt lighter. For a few days, everything was just like it used to be. They laughed, played games, and shared stories late into the night. But soon, Alex had to return to the city. They hugged goodbye at the train station, promising to stay in touch. Jamie waved until the train disappeared in the distance, feeling the old sadness return. Now, the house felt empty again. Jamie kept replaying the happy moments in their mind, trying to hold on to them. But each day, the memories grew quieter, like echoes fading into silence. Jamie missed Alex more than ever. Sometimes they wondered if things would ever really go back to the way they were. One evening, Jamie sat in their room, looking at the photos on their wall. There were pictures of them and Alex, arms around each other, smiling at the camera. Jamie traced a finger across one of the photos, wishing they could step inside and relive that moment. The silence of the room made Jamie feel small, like one tiny person in a giant, empty galaxy. Jamie's parents noticed the change. "You miss Alex, don't you?" Their mom asked gently one evening at dinner. Jamie nodded, not trusting themselves to speak. Their dad looked at them kindly. "It's okay to miss someone," he said. "But sometimes we have to find new ways to keep those connections alive. Even if distance tries to pull us apart, we can still reach out." Jamie thought about those words. They wanted to reconnect, but how? What if Alex was too busy, or had made new friends? The worry felt heavy, like a cloud over Jamie's heart. But then Jamie remembered something Alex had said during their visit. No matter what, we'll always find our way back to each other. That night, Jamie sat down at their desk and opened their laptop. They started typing an email to Alex, but after a few lines, they stopped. The words didn't sound right. Jamie tried again, writing a message on their phone, but deleted it just as quickly. Everything Jamie wrote felt awkward or too needy. Frustrated, Jamie closed her eyes and took a deep breath. Maybe, Jamie thought, it didn't matter if the words were perfect. What mattered was trying. That was something Jamie and Alex always believed. When things got tough, you didn't give up. You tried again and again. That was the human spirit they both admired in their favorite stories and movies. The courage to keep going, even when it seemed hopeless. With new determination, Jamie opened their notebook and started writing. A story. It was about two friends who lived on distant planets, separated by a sea of stars. No matter how far apart they were, they found ways to send messages by light signals, star maps, and stories carved into comets. Jamie poured their feelings into the story, letting the sadness and hope flow onto the page. When Jamie finished, they felt a little braver. They typed the story into an email, added a short note. "This made me think of us. Hope you like it." And sent it to Alex. As soon as Jamie hit send, they felt their heart race with worry and hope. Would Alex read it? Would Alex understand? The days that followed moved slowly. Jamie checked their inbox every morning, hoping for a reply. Sometimes, Jamie wanted to give up and stop caring so much. But every time that feeling came, Jamie remembered the story they'd written. Even when the galaxy turned away, the friends in the story had found each other. Jamie held on to that hope. One rainy afternoon, Jamie's phone buzzed. There was an email from Alex. As the leaves began to change color, Jamie found themselves feeling a mix of emotions. The air was crisp and cool, a sign that autumn had arrived. While they cherished the growing connection with Alex through emails and video calls, a part of them still felt the weight of distance. Each passing day reminded Jamie of how much they missed their friend in person. The gap between them felt like a vast ocean, sometimes overwhelming and cold. One afternoon, Jamie sat at their favorite spot by the river, a place where they had spent many happy hours with Alex. They watched the water flow gently, thinking about all the memories they had shared. It was peaceful, yet the loneliness crept in like a shadow. Jamie wished for the warmth of Alex's laugh and the comfort of their companionship. They wanted to feel that connection again, to bridge the gap that distance had created. Suddenly, an idea sparked in Jamie's mind. They remembered how they had enjoyed working on projects together, from school assignments to creative writing. What if they could create something together again, even while being apart? Jamie pulled out their notebook and began to jot down ideas. They thought about writing a story that combined their worlds, one that represented their friendship and the challenges they faced. Jamie's excitement grew as they imagined the plot. Two friends, separated by galaxies, but connected by their shared dreams and determination. They would send messages through the stars, finding ways to communicate across distances that seemed impossible. It felt like a perfect reflection of their own lives. That evening, Jamie wrote a message to Alex, sharing their idea. "Hey, I've been thinking we should write a story together." I have an asterisk. The days rolled on, and Jamie felt a burst of energy as they worked on their story idea. They spent hours writing, imagining the adventures of two friends who sent messages across the galaxy. Each time they sat down to write, Jamie felt closer to Alex, even if they were miles apart. They wanted the story to show their friendship and the perseverance that defined it. One evening, Jamie sent the first part of the story to Alex. They included a note. "I hope you like it. Let's make this a real project together. We can write a chapter each week and share our ideas." Jamie hit send and sat back, feeling both excited and nervous. Would Alex want to join in? What if they didn't have time or felt too busy with their new life? The next day, Jamie's phone buzzed with a notification. It was from Alex. Jamie opened it eagerly, heart racing. "I love it." Alex wrote, This is such a great idea. Let's do it. I can't wait to see where the story goes." A wave of relief washed over Jamie. Alex was just as enthusiastic about the project as they were. Over the next few weeks, the two friends fell into a rhythm. They would write their chapters and send them back and forth, building the story together. Jamie would wake up excited, knowing they had a new message from Alex waiting for them. As the story progressed, it became a symbol of their friendship, a testament to their determination to stay connected despite the distance. Each chapter was filled with adventure, depicting their two characters facing challenges, exploring new worlds, and overcoming obstacles. Jamie found joy in the creative process, and it brought a renewed sense of purpose to their life. They felt like explorers, just like their characters, navigating the vast unknown of their emotions and the challenges of distance. One evening, after a long week of school, Jamie sat down with a cup of hot cocoa, feeling a little weary. They opened their laptop and began reading Alex's latest chapter. In it, their character faced a difficult choice, whether to stay on their home planet or venture out into the unknown to find their friend. As Jamie read, they felt tears welling up. The story mirrored their own feelings of longing and hope. Inspired by Alex's words, Jamie decided to write a heartfelt chapter in response. They poured their emotions into the story, writing about the courage it took to reach out and the importance of friendship, no matter the distance. They wanted Alex to know how much their connection meant to them and how they were willing to fight for it. When Jamie sent the chapter, they waited anxiously for a reply. Would Alex understand the depth of their feelings? Would they feel the same way? Just as doubt began to creep in, a notification popped up. It was a message from Alex. "I loved your chapter," Alex wrote. "It really spoke to me. I've been feeling a bit lonely here too, and your words reminded me that we can always find our way back to each other, no matter what." Jamie felt a rush of warmth and relief. They realized that Alex was feeling the same distance and longing. The story had become not just a project, but a lifeline for both of them. It allowed them to express their feelings more freely, to share their hopes and fears without the barrier of distance feeling so heavy as the weeks passed. Jamie and Alex continued to write, their collaboration growing stronger. They had built a world where the characters faced hardships, but always found ways to support each other. Jamie felt proud of their work, but more importantly, they felt proud of their friendship. It transformed into something deeper, a bond that could withstand any trial. One day, as Jamie was finishing up their homework, an idea struck them. Why don't we share our story with others? They thought, maybe it could inspire someone else who feels distant or alone. The thought filled Jamie with excitement. They could create a blog or a website to showcase their work and share their journey of friendship. That evening, Jamie wrote to Alex, sharing the idea. What if we published our story online? We can inspire others and show how friendship can overcome distance. Jamie typed eagerly, feeling a spark of hope. They pressed send and waited, heart racing with anticipation. The next morning, Alex replied with enthusiasm. "Yes, let's do it. I love the idea of sharing our journey. I think it will help others feel less alone too." Jamie felt a wave of happiness wash over them. Together, they would not only strengthen their friendship, but also reach out to others who might be feeling the same way. They spent the next few weekends working on the blog. They created a beautiful layout, filled with their chapters, illustrations, and personal messages about their friendship. Jamie and Alex shared their story of how they had faced distance and loneliness, and how they chose to fight for their bond. Finally, the day came when they launched the blog. Jamie felt nervous, but also excited. As they hit the publish button, they thought about all the people who might read their story. They hoped it would inspire others to reach out, to connect, and to never lose hope. No matter how far apart they were. As the blog gained attention, Jamie received messages from readers who felt touched by their story. People began to share their own experiences of loneliness and distance, and how they found ways to reconnect with loved ones. It was a beautiful reminder of the power of human connection. Jamie realized that they had not only strengthened their friendship with Alex, but they had also created a community of support. They had turned their feelings of sadness into something meaningful, a way to help others navigate their own challenges. One evening, as Jamie sat on the porch watching the stars, they felt a sense of peace. They knew that distance could never truly break the bonds of friendship. Just like their characters in the story, they had faced challenges and found ways to connect. Together, Jamie and Alex had answered the call of their hearts, proving that even when the galaxy turned away, hope and determination could light the way. As Jamie closed their eyes, they thought about the future. They knew that whatever lay ahead, they would always have each other. Their friendship was a fire that would never go out, a beacon in the dark, guiding them through any distance life might bring. And in that moment, Jamie felt ready for any adventure, knowing they could face the universe together, one story at a time. As winter approached, the days grew shorter and colder. Jamie felt a chill not just in the air but in their heart. Despite the success of their blog and the joy of writing with Alex, the physical distance still weighed heavily on them. They missed the warmth of friendship, the laughter shared over hot cocoa, and the comfort of knowing Alex was just a short walk away. One evening, as snowflakes began to fall gently outside, Jamie sat wrapped in a blanket, staring at the glowing screen of their laptop. They had just finished reading through the latest comments on their blog. Some were heartfelt, sharing similar experiences of distance and loneliness. Others expressed gratitude for Jamie and Alex's story, saying it gave them hope. While Jamie felt proud of their work, the emptiness of not having Alex nearby was hard to ignore. Jamie picked up their phone and scrolled through their messages with Alex. They had been chatting less frequently lately. Life in the city was busy for Alex, filled with new friends and responsibilities. Jamie understood, but it made them feel even more distant. It was hard to reconcile the joy of their online interactions with the longing they felt for face-to-face conversations. With a heavy heart, Jamie decided to reach out. They typed a message to Alex. "Hey, I know things have been busy for you, but I really miss you. I feel like we haven't talked in ages. Can we plan a call soon?" Jamie hesitated before hitting send. What if Alex was too busy? What if they felt the same distance Jamie did? To Jamie's relief, Alex replied almost immediately. "Of course, I miss you too. Let's talk this weekend. I can't wait to catch up." Jamie's heart lifted. It felt like a small flame of hope, igniting inside them. They counted the days, eagerly anticipating the call that would help bridge the gap. When the weekend finally arrived, Jamie prepared for the call with excitement. They set up their room, lighting a few candles and making sure the space felt cozy. As the time approached, Jamie's nerves began to kick in. What would they talk about? Would it feel awkward after so long? As the clock struck the hour, Jamie's phone rang. They took a deep breath and answered, "Hey, Alex? Hey, Jamie." Alex's voice came through the phone, warm and familiar. It felt like a hug from a friend. "I've missed you so much." "I've missed you too," Jamie replied, feeling the tension ease. They started talking about their lives, how school was going, the new things Jamie had tried, and how the town was changing with the seasons. It felt good to share again, to laugh about silly stories and reminisce about old times. As the conversation flowed, Jamie realized how much they had missed this connection. They talked for hours, sharing their hopes and dreams, discussing their writing and even planning new projects for the blog. Alex mentioned wanting to come home for a visit during the holidays. Jamie's heart swelled at the thought of seeing their friend again. "Let's do something special when I come home," Alex suggested. "We can have a mini writing retreat. Just us, some snacks, and our laptops." "That sounds amazing," Jamie replied, excitement bubbling inside them. The thought of being together again was like a light breaking through the winter clouds. As their conversation came to an end, Jamie felt a renewed sense of hope. This call had reminded them that, even when they felt distant, their bond was still strong. They promised to stay in touch more regularly, to make time for each other despite the busy lives they led. Over the next few weeks, Jamie found renewed energy in their writing and their life. They focused on their schoolwork, joined a local art club, and even volunteered at the community center. Each new experience felt like a step toward finding joy in their own life, even when Alex was far away. One day, while volunteering, Jamie met a group of kids who reminded them of their younger self. They were energetic and full of dreams, sharing stories about what they wanted to be when they grew up. Jamie felt inspired by their enthusiasm. It reminded them of the importance of connection, of how friendships can shape our lives. "Hey, do you guys want to write a story together?" Jamie asked the group. The kids' faces lit up with excitement. They spent the afternoon brainstorming ideas, creating characters, and laughing together. Jamie felt a sense of fulfillment as they watched the kids come alive with creativity. That experience sparked another idea in Jamie's mind. What if they expanded their blog to include stories from others? They could invite people to share their own experiences of friendship, distance, and hope. It could be a platform where everyone, regardless of where they lived, could connect through their stories. Jamie rushed home and shared the idea with Alex during their next call. "What if we create a section on our blog for guest stories? We can invite our readers to share their experiences of friendship and connection," Jamie suggested. "I love that idea," Alex replied enthusiastically. "We could start a series called Connections Across the Stars. It would be amazing to hear from others and see how they stay connected." With renewed excitement, they both began working on the new section of the blog. They crafted a post inviting readers to submit their stories, encouraging them to share how they maintained friendships despite distance. Jamie felt a thrill at the thought of creating a community of support and encouragement. As the submissions began to roll in, Jamie was amazed at the variety of experiences people shared. Some stories were heartwarming, filled with tales of long-distance friendships that thrived through video calls and letters. Others were more challenging, sharing the struggles of loneliness and the efforts made to reconnect. Each story was a reminder that they were not alone in their feelings. One day, as Jamie read through the latest submissions, they felt a wave of gratitude. They realized that by sharing their own story, they had created a space for others to find hope. It was a beautiful circle of connection, each person reaching out to help another. As the holidays approached, Jamie and Alex made plans for Alex's visit. They were excited to finally be together again. They envisioned their mini writing retreat, surrounded by snacks, laughter, and the warmth of their friendship. On the day of Alex's arrival, Jamie waited eagerly at the train station. When Alex stepped off the train, it felt like a dream. They hugged tightly, and in that moment, the distance melted away. Jamie knew that their friendship had grown stronger, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As they spent the holidays together, Jamie and Alex reflected on their journey. They had faced loneliness, but through their creativity and determination, they had found ways to reconnect. They had turned their feelings into hope, inspiring others along the way. Sitting by the fire one evening, surrounded by the warmth of friendship, Jamie felt a deep sense of fulfillment. They had discovered that even in the darkest of times, the light of connection could shine through, and as they laughed and shared stories, Jamie knew that no matter how far apart they might be in the future, their bond would always remain strong. Together, they had answered the call of their hearts, proving that even when the galaxy turned away, hope and friendship could light the way. Asterisk, the holidays flew by in a whirlwind of laughter, warmth, and cherished memories for Jamie and Alex. After weeks of waiting, the moment they had dreamed of being together again had finally arrived. They spent hours catching up, sharing stories, and working on their writing project. It felt as if no time had passed since they last saw each other, but deep down, Jamie knew that the distance had changed them both as the new year approached. Jamie and Alex sat together in Jamie's cozy living room, surrounded by snacks and their laptops, ready to dive into their writing. The fire crackled softly, casting a warm glow around the room. Jamie felt a surge of happiness as they looked at Alex, who was typing away, fully immersed in the story they had created together. "Can you believe how far we've come?" Jamie said, breaking the comfortable silence. "We started this blog to share our experiences, and now we have stories from so many people." "I know. It's amazing," Alex replied, smiling. "I never imagined our little project would grow like this. It feels like we're connecting with so many hearts out there." Jamie nodded, feeling proud. They had received numerous submissions for their Connections Across the Stars series, each one showcasing the beauty and challenges of friendship. The stories ranged from joyful reunions to heartfelt letters exchanged across miles. It was a reminder that love and friendship could overcome any distance. Yet, despite the joy of their reunion, Jamie couldn't shake the feeling that something was still missing. They had built a wonderful connection through their blog, but they also felt the weight of the reality that Alex would be returning to the city soon. The thought of losing that daily interaction again made Jamie's heart ache. One evening, while they were writing, Jamie decided to voice their feelings. "Alex, I've been thinking, what happens when you go back? I don't want to lose what we've built together." Alex paused, looking up from their screen. "I've been thinking about that too. I don't want to lose this connection either. We've come so far, and I want to keep it going." Jamie felt a wave of relief wash over them. "What if we set a schedule for our calls? We can have regular writing sessions, just like we do now, and we can plan visits whenever we can." "That sounds like a great idea," Alex said, their eyes lighting up. "We can take turns visiting each other, and we can keep the blog going. Maybe we can even do live streams where we write together and talk to our readers."